This is Nostravini, last minute report and uh, pugilistic prophecy about this Saturday night's big fights coming from Great Britain. Now, there is Joy Joyce, 14-0 with 13 KOs, fighting Joseph Parker, 30-2 with 21 KOs. This is a very, very good fight. Parker is a stylist, boxer. Joy Joyce is a relentless boxer, puncher, but primarily a slugger, but a slugger with a good jab. He's very powerful. Joseph is going to get knocked down in 9 brutal rounds. He'll have his moments where he outboxes Joyce for a while, but Joyce is relentless. He is relentless. He is the juggernaut, and the juggernaut will come. Parker has fought great punchers before. He survived Anthony Joshua, and he was floored by Dylan Wyatt, and that's the secret here. Joey Joyce is more relentless than Joshua, and I think he is even harder and is a better boxer than Dylan White. So I see this being a very brutal fight. Parker's going to put up a courageous fight as those New Zealand guys do, but he's going down. Now, Amanda Zarano against Sarah Marfad. Amanda is probably one of the greatest female fighters ever to step into the ring. Certainly, I think the best female fighter in the world, pound for pound. Versus Shields, don't hit me in the head for that, but that's what I say. But she's a devastating puncher, 42-2 with 30 big KOs, which is unusual for a female. Not because women can't punch, but it's just that they don't have enough time to score the KOs. She's been doing this for years. She now Sarah Malfad, good boxer. I saw her. I looked up. I researched on the internet. I just don't use my psychic abilities. And Sarah is a good boxer, but it will be like a truck going over a bike. She doesn't have firepower, and that's the problem. 3 KOs out of 11 fights. Good stylist. I think she's going to put up a good fight, but she's going to get eventually crushed because she doesn't have enough firepower to keep Serrano off. You need a certain amount of firepower to keep Serrano honest, and she will not make Serrano will be very dishonest and knock out Marfad in I'd say 9 rounds. Sarah is going to put up a good fight. She just doesn't have the firepower. Michael Megizia, 21-0 with 13 KOs. Me versus England's own Michael's from Italiano, and he's gonna fight a good fight against Anthony Garzassi, 19-0 with 7 KOs. This is a good fight. The Italian is undefeated, and you would think I am partially my son, but I'm also partially English, and the Englishman can box a little bit. And I think the Italian, you don't know. Well, no, he's I think he can get beaten. I think he's going to get beaten. I get the Italian. I think the English fighters fought better opposition. The Italian guy undefeated but improved. I actually saw a good Italian fighter go down in a flame of glory. Same type of style. Italian guy's a very Joe Frazier, Rocky Marciano type fighter, but I don't think he's going to have the durability. I have no proof of this because he's never been knocked out. Who am I to say? This is the intuition working. Okay. Ikino Izaman, 17-0, 7 KOs versus Samuel Ataya, 14-1 with 6 KOs. Both have good records. I looked at the 2 of them. Eastman is a bigger fighter. He seems to be more powerful. He has more firepower, it seems, from my visuals on this. And he will knock out Antano, who's a good stylist, but I think he's a little too small and doesn't. He's small. He's small. He doesn't seem as powerful. Okay, now, where are we? Okay, we put this down. Yes, I am using my notes here. This is the science of it. So I continue to look into the camera. I have a tendency to look down and look like I'm half asleep. Okay, Nathan Henry, 15-0, 6 KOs versus Jack Findlay, 19-2, 4 KOs. This is two Irishmen. If you, some people say all kinds of people look alike. This is going to be a mirror image of Irishmen who look kind of like, style like, little, from the Glens and all that stuff. But one guy has more firepower. He seems to be stronger, more muscular, and powerful. I say Henny is the bigger, stronger, more muscular guy, more firepower, and he will not, and he has never lost, unlike Flatley, who has lost and tasted defeat. And I think he's going to taste defeat tomorrow. Not Saturday. What am I saying? I don't even know what day it is. And it's going to be by knockout, late 9 rounds or something like that. Now, Raven Chapman, 3-0 with 2 KOs versus Jacqueline Giuliani, 10-4-2, 1 KO. Raven is a great Olympian or amateur fighter. I think she's too powerful. She will. Goes to the body. She fights like a Olympian, like a professional fighter, like a man. She could take out guys with body shots like that. And the Jacqueline, 10-4-2, 1 KO. The master cast on this, she doesn't have enough firepower. Again, you need some firepower to keep these juggernauts off you, and she just doesn't have it. She doesn't have the firepower. Now, she'll get knocked out, not early. She'll put up a good fight, but maybe in 4 rounds. Jacqueline. Mark Hoffman, 28-2-1 versus Martin Iquiza, 10-6, 7 KOs. Mark Hoffman is better fighter. Just the Martin Iguela Begliga is a good fighter, not a bad fighter, but Mark Hoffman is a good fighter, a little more solid, a little more powerful. I don't 28-2-1. Does he have like no firepower at all? I don't know. Does he have only? I don't know. See, I don't know. I'm not sure the KO percentage here. I fault. Sometimes I'm trying to get all everybody here. Let's see. He's gonna, I'd say, beat the guy. Okay, James Huggins, 7-0, versus Rod Douglas, 3-4-1, win KO. James Huggins is never has a knockout. Rod Douglas looks scary. If you look at the two of the men, one looks like a young man out of high school, and the other guy looks like he beats up people who come out of high school and mugs them. But he is gonna lose because, but I don't know if a knockout's gonna come. I don't know. I don't know. It's man against boy, but boy has more potential. Okay, we're going to take this thing down here. All right, now we're coming to the end of the card. I hope this video isn't too long. I know people nowadays don't have the attention span they used to have when I was a young man, which was quite a while ago. And let's see. This is very good professional. Friends of mine, very okay. We're just gonna do this. All right. Thomas, Callum Thomas, 4-0 with 1 KO. This is Dilmar. Wait, Callum Thomason. Okay. 4-0 with 1 KO versus Delmar Thomas, 5-2, 2 KOs. Callum is gonna, even though Callum's gonna he's gonna knock out this other guy. I hope, because after a while you gotta question people's firepower. Although I'll tell you about the English. The English do match their guys with no dead bodies, so they tend to, and these European club fighters, they know survival methods, and that's it. They don't, they have actually the English Despite it being a bunch of crumpet eaters. Anyway, okay. Omar Albar 3-0 versus Kalo Wallace 0-2. Now, Omar is very tall, good boxer. I imagine, I don't know, he had a good amateur record. He's fighting a man who's never won. So, but it's his initial fights. He's only 3-0, and they want to put a K on that record. I expect Omar Akbar is popular within the Arab community and the Muslim community or whatever community he's from, and he will have a good fan base, a good future, and we can learn a bunch of little words. Okay, Tommy Fletcher. Now this is a scary guy. He's going to be probably there. Cruiserweight, very tall, very scary guy, English guy with small head. Oh yeah, 0-1. He's fighting Tina Lizik, 20, 34, and 2 with 5 KOs. This is interesting. On his second pro fight, he's fighting somebody who has had a lot of fights. That's very impressive. You know, that many fights. Usually, they check the local bar rooms and the morgues for fighters when their initial fights, and say they're here in the States. But he's fighting, I wouldn't say a live opponent, but an opponent who will test his firepower to take out a guy who has survival power. Anyway, that's it. I am going to try to look at the little green dot and keep my eyes open. All right. This is the predictions for Saturday. Fights coming from England, and I hope you see it. Got my Avengers shirt on. I don't have my spooky shirt in which I use my scary powers to know the future, but you know, I had to do the laundry. Anyway, bye-bye. Let me get out of here. Bye-bye.